everyone, I'm Zuzka, the crafty penguin, and I'm unhappy about the amount of light we're getting in this season. As you might have noticed, I'm in the northern hemisphere, winter is coming, and I have about 4 hours of reasonable light during the day if I get lucky, or on an average day, probably. It might be easier if there wasn't fog all around and gray clouds all over the sky and all that, so but yeah, I'm gonna suffer through this again, expecting spring already. Sorry, I like Christmas, I don't mean, I'm not against that, I like snow even, but wow, the cold and the darkness. Ugh. Anyways, it's time for an update again, and I have been crafting something that I'm still not allowed to show you, sorry, but I will probably film a sequence about that right now after finishing this video, so that all the fresh memories are stored in that video and I can post it later. Behind the scenes, yeah, insights. But anyways, other stuff that I was working on and am working on are kitties. I finally was able to see a friend who commissioned me to make some loaf cats. She loved the ginger ones. I have the other one in here. I had 2 of these, now I only have 1. She took one of them and she is actually going to take this one as well, although she didn't plan to, and the story of that is absolutely heartwarming and a sort of sad-ish, but they used to have a cat like this, that's why, well, they used to have a ginger cat, and that's why she wanted one, and got one and planned it as a gift to her sister, I think, not sure exactly, but to a family member, and she came to visit, took it with her, and she was here in Prague for a weekend, visiting people, going to events and stuff, and the day after she visited us, she told me that the first ginger cat got left with her friend who is in the hospital, and probably with something a bit serious, but that the cat got a name and stayed there at the hospital with her friend, so she will be wanting the other one as that gift for the family member. So the cat that stayed in the hospital also got a name, a Toasty, so now that cat is named Toasty, and is staying over there. So this one is waiting for her as well, and you might notice the stitch markers on here. Those are there because we used that as a template for her to show me where spots on another cat should be, because she commissioned another cat to remember another cat that they used to have. That cat used to be dark gray with blackish stripes on the tail and on the face, and with white marks on her belly. So I had that marked on here, and I am supposed to do one small one like that and one maxi one. If you remember that big cat that I made a month ago or something like that, I'm supposed to do another one. The first one was actually a training or trial for this one, and it got confiscated by my husband, who uses it as a pillow and a cuddle plushie. So that cat, that mega cat, lives with us now. So I'm supposed to do the small one and the big one, and the small one is already done. It's here, and I think it looks absolutely great. It has the small spot and the crescent moon on the belly, and I embroidered with the Himalaya Everyday anthracite yarn. I embroidered her marks on here. It's quite visible, I think, and on the tail, and even on the back legs, sort of, or butt. So, and of course the nose as well. So this one is done. I'm really happy with it. Torley, who is that friend who commissioned these, she actually saw the yarn that I had for it, and I had one that was darker, but the hue of that color was sorta bit into the green part of the spectrum. It was gray, but it was sort of greenish. And she saw that and she said, no, it needs to be like this cool gray. So she chose this one, although it was a bit lighter, but I think in the end it quite fits the color of the cat. At least what I have seen in pictures. It's of course rather difficult to match it because in real life the color of the fur is one made up of many different colors mixed together, basically, because every strand of hair is different. And then the range of colors of the yarn is limited. So yeah, we needed to choose basically between two dark grays, and then there was one light gray, but it was too light, so that's it. And other yarns, this is Dolphin Baby. Other yarns have even smaller range of colors. Dolphin Baby, Himalaya Dolphin Baby has about 60 colors in the whole range. There are of course like 3 to 4 grays, several shades of blue and yellow and green and all that. But gray is usually pretty limited in the market of the yarns and in the ranges of different yarn variations. So for the Mega Cat, I only had 2 colors of gray to choose from, and I had the darker one and the lighter one, and again the darker one was sorta warmish gray. There was a tinge of green or even yellow in it. I know it's weird, but it looked like that. And again, Torley saw that and asked for the cat to be the lighter gray. So this is the yarn I have for that. It looks lighter on the camera. This also looks a bit lighter on the camera, so I'm not sure if it really translates well. But I will be using this one, and that's basically that's exactly the yarn that was used for the first Mega Cat. And for the spots on the belly, I have this cream colored off-white yarn, which both are Yarnard Dolce Maxi chenille yarns. It says it requires 15mm hook, but I will be using smaller one to get the stitches tighter. So I'll be doing that. Also that cream color is more creamish than the off-white that I used on the small cat. But again, we don't have enough variations in this yarn range. So I'll be doing that. It will have that sparkly big yellow eyes, which are so funny. I love them. And I think it's gonna look amazing. So Those are the cats that are planned. I have 2 more cats planned that are also commissioned that I'll get to. I have to figure out the spots on them, and yeah, and the eye color as well. We'll see about that. And for now, I'm working on another cat just randomly because I was curious to see how the yarn will translate into the final plushie. So the yarn is this Himalaya Dolphin Baby Colors, and it's this yellowish orange with white, which is evenly spaced through the yarn. I think you can see it here. And I thought it would look great for basically a ginger cat. It looked like it might make an interesting one, so I started one and I'm working on it. I have some 4 rows to finish the body and then do the back part. She already has a face, which is always a bit of a struggle to place the eyes so that it doesn't look too weird, but it always looks a bit derpy. That's fun. But the biggest challenge is always the nose. Some people do just an X of yarn over there and it looks good. I like it, but I'm trying to make a realistic nose on the cats, and sometimes it works out great, sometimes not so great. I'm not sure. You can see I used pink chenille one for the ginger cat and the anthracite one for the gray one, and each one looks totally different basically. So yeah, but it's so cute. It's so cute. I'm looking forward to finishing this one. It's gonna look great. Yeah, so those cats are basically the things that I was working on. I spent a great part of yesterday and great part of the weekend reorganizing some stuff around our apartment. We moved some furniture around in the bedroom and needed to get everything out of it, clean the shelves, and then put everything back, organize it better, reorganize stuff, put some Dan's clothes to shelves where he can take out stuff himself so that he can basically dress himself when he wants to. And I did some cleaning and reorganization in our storage room. So I was working on that. Also last week I was working in, well, for just one day, but I spent a few hours in Late Granny's flat, which is 1 story below us, where there is still a lot of stuff to sort through. I took some trash out and some recycling and some clothes to donation and all that stuff. So I had other stuff to occupy me than crocheting, basically. And since I finished one big project recently, I took sort of pause from big projects, but I'm already itching to start a new one. I just want to make some colorful big thing again, like that shawl or maybe a blanket or I don't know. But one thing I need to do, and it's not a big project, but it's gonna be colorful, are hats for our sons. They have those dinosaur hoodies. Those are great, but they also have some basic hats or beanies basically for winter, and I fear those are small for them. So I want to take those retro stripes, no, not retro stripes, the red heart stripes in the blue variation and in the red and yellow variation, and do one of each, a hat, and let them choose maybe which one they want, or just assign colors to each one of them. So I need to make those, and those should be pretty quick. I'm thinking some basic ribbed beanie, maybe one that is made out of a rectangle and sewn on the top and folded on the bottom, or maybe one that has the top figured out not to be cinched but is shaped in the crocheting basically. I have a pattern for that saved in my computer, I know that. So yeah, that's something I need to do pretty soon because it got almost freezing over here, so it's not pleasant outside right now. It's wet, it's foggy, and it's cold. So we need some hats and winter gear, basically. Yeah, so that's basically the plans for filming, for video making. I figured out with some very much needed and very much not free given brain power, figured out the pattern or the description of the pattern for my mesh bags, the ones that copied that antique one. This is the antique one, and it's not an exact copy. I will explain that in the tutorial, but I've already shown you in summer that I made those two mesh bags, and I now figured out the numbers and rows and descriptions for this, so I can make the tutorial soon, I hope, and explain all the possible variations, you know, in size and handles and all that. So I will be doing the tutorial hopefully very soon. Yeah, so I think that's all for now. I also need to film that eye surgery update. I do see pretty well. It's not yet completely healed or cleared up, but it's pretty good. And yeah, so that will be another video for one of the next weeks. We'll see how it falls together. For now, thank you so very much for watching and listening to my videos. I was absolutely amazed by the numbers that the video about the plushies and selling the plushies got. Apparently it got sort of not viral, but shared a lot and recommended a lot. And I actually have some update to that because I attended a webinar, a Zoom call, or what you would call it, with someone who figured out how the certification could be done without paying those murderous amounts of money. So I will do an update on that. I will correct myself basically and share the information as much as I can. So that's also in the works. It's also planned. I need to sort my thoughts on that. So again, those numbers absolutely floored me. Amazing. The numbers of the other videos are also great. I am grateful to everybody who watches and who likes the videos or comments or shares them or interacts on my social media. So thank you all so much for that. Keep doing that. Thank you. And for now, have a great time. Enjoy crafting, enjoy creating, and enjoy the colors. Goodbye.